Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So it's been a hot minute. I thought I'd share a few things I've learned about being a software engineer in the last year and a few good habits I've picked up when it comes to work and working as a software engineer. So first things first, my number one recommendation is document everything you've learned. So whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're learning, just document it. Not only is it going to be useful for you when you need to remember what you did or come back and look at it, it's also really useful to just write it down and make sure you are solidifying your understanding. It also helps if anyone else comes by and wants to learn how you did the thing, so now you can just show them the documentation you wrote on how to do the thing. There are countless times I've tried to remember how I did something, whether it's a command I wrote or some code snippets or an internal tool I'm using. So documenting everything that I come across and everything I do has really helped me in having a knowledge base that I can share with other people as well. My second tip is to never be afraid to ask for help. So as a junior developer, I always thought that one day I'm just going to be all-knowing and I'll never have to ask questions. I'll just always know how to do something or how something is supposed to work. Boy, was I wrong. The only thing that happened was that I got more comfortable in asking questions. I realized that no, not everyone knows what they're doing. And there are some times where people do ask questions, whether it's like the most senior developer on your team, it's a staff engineer, or even the VP or CEO. Everyone asks questions. It's just about knowing what you need to try and then also knowing what you don't know and being okay with asking the questions and having an explanation given to you. And frankly, asking questions may actually identify a gap in everyone's understanding. It also may even help someone else who didn't want to ask the question and everyone's just thinking the same thing. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Another important thing I learned this year was pacing yourself. So I'm the kind of person where I tend to get really focused for a while and I try to deliver as much impact with my work as possible. Whether it's a project, a really busy sprint, this is all great. A lot gets done. But at the flip side of it, I find that by the end of the sprint, project, whatever, that I'm very drained by the end of it. And I'm grateful for just a day to do nothing, to just relax, a weekend to just not do anything. But it's really important to pace yourself so that you don't end up feeling so drained, because you can deplete your energy slowly until there's just none of it left. And you don't want to reach that point. You want to make sure you're taking breaks. You want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, and that while the focus is great, you're also balancing that on the flip side as well, so that you have a more sustainable energy level that can carry you through. So yeah, whether that's time off or just like making sure you pace yourself during your work, please do it. Another thing I learned that was really important to me was keeping yourself organized. So whether this is my physical space or my mental space, I found that keeping things organized really helped me, especially when I am working. It makes me feel more productive, as well as I'm switching between a lot of different tasks. So for example, when I'm on call, I'm usually switching between a lot of tasks and there's a lot of context switching. So what I found is having a digital notebook or a physical notebook right there really helps with keeping track of what I'm doing. So usually when I'm at work, I keep a digital notebook just to keep track of everything I'm doing, as well as, for example, if I'm doing multiple investigations, I will always write down what I've found so far, what I've tried so far, and like where my thought process basically is going with an investigation or scoping out a project or a feature or whatnot. So that if I have to context switch and come back, I know where I left off and I can pick right back up without having to have all that ramp up time again. And well, for higher level tasks or for home tasks, I usually just use my notebook. I guess having a clear physical workspace as well, which I clean up every morning and every evening, is just easier for me to like have a clearer headspace, if that makes sense. It also makes me feel more productive. And finally, my last tip is to try to work on something that you're passionate about. So whether that's your work, I'm fortunate enough where I absolutely love my job and I enjoy coming into work every day. I'm really invested in everything we work on and our vision and our mission. So if you can fill your life, whether it's a hobby, your job, a side hustle, your main business, whatever it is, if you can fill it with things that you enjoy, it'll make life a lot more meaningful and you'll feel a lot more motivated to wake up in the morning and get on with your day and to do the things that you love. Because frankly, I think that life's too short to be doing things that you don't really enjoy or things that you're not passionate about, at least where you can. Alright, thank you for joining me on this video. I hope these tips were useful for you and I hope all of you have a wonderful day. I'll be back soon with another video. See you soon, friends!